Hey guys, it's me David and welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we have something a little different, another buildable figure like Chewbacca of last year in 2023, but this time a significantly better looking set, which is C-3PO. Now the set's going to come with 1,138 pieces. It's going to retail for $140. It's pretty high, and it's going to go on sale August 1st of 2024. I also want to mention that C-3PO is already available for pre-order on lego.com, so I'll leave that link down in the description. It's affiliated and helps out the channel. So after this review, if you liked it so much that you want to go buy it, please consider utilizing that link. All right, so if you've been hiding under a rock, then let me just refresh your memory that LEGO earlier this year came out with this $100 R2-D2 set, and it was a little bit of a strange set because we already had a UCS $240 R2-D2, well, second edition of that, come out just about 2 years ago now. And so this was kind of an outlier. Now, it did come with a 25th anniversary minifigure, Darth Malak, and I thought this was a solid set, though, you know, for me, I was only going to really want it for that minifigure. But now it makes more sense for why this set exists. It's meant to be paired alongside C-3PO. And if you want to get both of these sets, you're going to be paying $240. That's equivalent to a UCS set, in fact. So you could get, like, you know, X-Wing Starfighter, Luke's Landspeeder, the TIE Interceptor, which is like $10 less. But LEGO clearly wants you to buy both. They even show a picture of R2-D2 and C-3PO on the back of the box. Surprisingly, not this LEGO model, but it's very clear that they are meant for each other. And while we're also looking at the back of the box, you'll notice there is a droid plaque as well, the smaller version that we've seen on other LEGO Star Wars droid sets, as well as a minifigure of C-3PO. Surprisingly, no 25th anniversary minifigure in the C-3PO set like what you got in the R2-D2. I was expecting one, and there is not one here. The C-3PO minifigure, the little one that's on the plaque for this set, does seem to be the exact same one from the UCS Luke's Landspeeder, which at the time of this recording was an exclusive minifigure to that set because it had side leg printing, but that may have changed. We'll take a look at that here in just a few minutes in the in-depth. And so now let's see what the buildable LEGO C-3PO looks like. So I was hoping for all printed pieces in this set for the price that LEGO's asking for, and unfortunately that's not the case. There is 9 stickers here, and then there is some prints. We'll get to that in a second. I also want to mention there's a dedicated page just on what's specifically interesting about the design of this set, like the fact that there's 34 recolored elements, there's brand new molded pieces specifically for this set. Quite interesting, and we normally don't see that in the instruction booklet. Also, it's worth noting that LEGO does have a dedicated page to the fact that yes, R2-D2 and C-3PO, the two LEGO Star Wars sets, are meant to pair with each other. I was surprised that wasn't on the back of the box. And there's also a page explaining some of the functionality of C-3PO that I'll show here in a minute. So my first impressions here is I like this set more than I was expecting. It's good looking in person. In fact, I really like the scale that LEGO chose here. It's very well designed. It's very, very interesting to build. It's not that repetitive, even though you're building like, you know, 2 limbs, you know, 2 arms, 2 legs, but it wasn't bad. There is, of course, a printed plaque here with a C-3PO minifigure. And in fact, that minifigure is exactly the same from Luke's Landspeeder, which was exclusive up until now. So now it's available in 2 different sets. The real difference between the regular C-3PO minifigure that we see in other sets is there is side leg printing here with that dual molded leg, which is also specific to this variant of C-3PO. So it's awesome to see this figure in another cheaper set. Instead of paying $240, you pay $140 now for this minifigure. Though I'm sure that'll upset some LEGO Star Wars fans. Moving on, we have a 25th anniversary printed plaque brick, though there's no real specific place to put this. It just kind of hangs around. It doesn't have a place on the plaque. It doesn't really have a place on the bottom side of where C-3PO is standing, though you can just place it here like so. So as we start to examine the details of this C-3PO LEGO set, you'll notice that there's, well, one, some great techniques, but there is a lot of brand new parts that came out this year on this figure. So really, LEGO couldn't have made it effectively, at least, without a lot of these new elements. Some specifically made for C-3PO, these new half domes, or quarter domes actually, on the top of his head. As we make a 360 view around the character, you can see that, well, he looks great from pretty much every angle. In terms of posability, you can move his arms up and down like so. In fact, they go a full 360 degrees, which is pretty hilarious. You can also fully turn his head around, so if you want him to go backwards, like say when Chewbacca's working on him in Empire Strikes Back, you can do that as well. Very awesome. I gotta say, I was not expecting as much posability as we're getting here. In fact, it's pretty great. You can get some good emotions out of C-3PO, which I wasn't expecting. And then it's also worth noting, it's a super durable set. I mean, I
bang this thing around. It's not going anywhere. Nothing falls off. Very impressed in that regard for definitely a smaller scale character, which we'll compare to others here in a second. Now, you can, of course, turn his arms a little bit here. You can move them up and down. But if you take these joints out and kind of reorient them this way, you can have him have a different kind of emotional like look, basically. You can have his arms out. It definitely gives off a different vibe, like, oh gosh, like I'm kind of nervous. Or you can put his hands up and you can make him look like he's surrendering, like he loves to do in the Clone Wars TV show. I mean, this is great. I wasn't expecting this. Now, this next bit here is not official, nor is it probably recommended by LEGO to do this, but you can actually pop out the arms and get a little bit more angle on these joints, though the arms aren't fully connected into the body when you do this. Next, there is some printed pieces here, like 3PO's mouth, his torso piece, as well as this circular tile here in the middle. We'll call this his belly button. Those are all printed, though, like I said earlier, there's still 9 stickers, so there's more stickers than there are prints in this set, which is unfortunate for the price that LEGO is charging. The stickers look fine, but man, I do wish those were printed pieces. Now, in terms of techniques, this entire build is one giant snot technique, or for those of you who don't know, studs not on top, sideways LEGO building. And as we make our way lower to the base of this set, C-3PO is standing on what looks to be sand, basically, from Tatooine, which makes a lot of sense. And for those of you wondering, no, you cannot remove 3PO from this base. It is all locked in together with Technic pieces under there, which is a little unfortunate for those of you who maybe want to change out the terrain. Looking at the top of the head, you'll notice there are some brand new quarter dome pieces, which is kind of cool. And then if we take a closer look at his head, yes, it pops off, but there's also these translucent yellow pieces that kind of stick out. And for those of you wondering, you can remove them fairly easily. And I think 3PO actually looks pretty good without them. Maybe that's a little controversial. Let me know down in the comments below what you like more. And lastly, there's some more details here on his hand, including another sticker, which is unfortunate to see. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, what does C-3PO look like alongside his buddy R2-D2? Well, there really are perfect companion sets. These two look fantastic next to each other, and the R2-D2 set makes far more sense now that we have this C-3PO. I like both sets next to each other. They're definitely kind of really needed. I feel like, they're good standalone sets, but together it makes much more sense in my mind, and you can have fun with it too, as you can see here, kind of recreating some of the scenes from A New Hope, and you can go a little further too. So I also noticed that when we start to compare to other characters, this is the old like 2000s battle droid, that they're actually a pretty similar scale, and you can actually swap the head here and recreate a little Attack of the Clones scene. And I may have gone a little further than this and started playing around with the fact that you can drag C-3PO's head around with R2-D2, just like we see in the Geonosian Arena. I mean, come on, this is an awesome feature. No, LEGO doesn't advertise it, but the fact that you can do this is pretty awesome. Last up, here's some other characters to give you an idea of scale of C-3PO. As you can see, he is a little smaller than maybe some of you were expecting. He's definitely a good bit smaller than the Chewbacca figure from 2023, and even smaller than the General Grievous from 2007, 2006, actually. And yeah, no, they're not in scale with each other, but all three of the figures look fine next to each other. And I like the scale of C-3PO. He's not too big where he's kind of overwhelming on your desk. He looks perfect alongside R2-D2. It's kind of the perfect medium ground of detail and looks.
So LEGO made 34 recolored elements for this set, a new record for a LEGO Star Wars set according to the instruction booklet, but yet we still can't get Padme's Naboo Royal Starship. A little frustrating there. Now, back to the set. C-3PO is genuinely a good one. I like this set a lot, more than I was expecting. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that you can switch the battle droid head or have C-3PO's head being dragged along R2-D2 like you see in the Geonosian Arena. That was pretty fun for me. So there's more than just a display model here. You can have a little fun with them. And really you can go further than what I showed today with C-3PO. You can make his eye pupils red. You could gray out all of his armor and make it kind of gunmetal-esque like what we see in Attack of the Clones. You could strip him down and kind of make a more wired version of this character. I'm sure some mock makers will absolutely do that. Maybe we'll see a mod on Rebrickable, though that would require quite a bit of parts, but I'm sure someone out there is going to take the time to do that. But as it stands, man, this is the right scale. Is it the right price? No, I don't think so. $140 is a bit too much for this set. I really don't see this set being worth any more than the R2-D2 at $100. And that set came with the 25th anniversary minifigure Darth Malak, whereas we're only getting a C-3PO minifigure here, so only one minifigure for more money, $140. So I guess the thinking here is all those recolored elements and, you know, the new pieces that LEGO's utilizing here to make the shaping of the head is what's contributing to that $140 price tag, but still, I would not pay full retail price for this. C-3PO is one of the few characters alongside R2-D2 to make it through all 9 Star Wars films and even Rogue One. So not only that, he's also popped up in the Clone Wars and other TV shows. Like, Star Wars and C-3PO really go hand in hand, and so making a Lego set of him like this is not only justified, but also very well executed. So the bottom line here is the set really is great, just not quite worth that $140 price tag. If you can get it at a discount, definitely pick it up. Day one buy, probably not. With that in mind, I do want to thank LEGO for sending this set over for review. Don't forget he's available for pre-order with the link down in the description. And hope you guys have a great, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.